Hello, people. You know who this is. Jimbothy, as per usual, you're on my channel. Perhaps you've found this video through random. I doubt it, though. Yes. Oh my god, clap. So, today's video, or this video right now, I'm just gonna preface. So I wanted to explain a sick idea I had, I guess a concept for a map for zombies, because I know a lot of people have been throwing out concepts lately like Banana Colada, Slider Cider, and Asshola Cola. My idea was for a map. Now, you're like, why would you make that? Why don't you just make it into a video, you dumbass? You're a goddamn YouTuber. You can do it. You son of a bitch. Well, first of all, don't address me as two different contradicting words. First of all. And then second of all, I don't appreciate that tone, boy. So, why I didn't make that into a video, like a Easter egg video, is because I don't feel like I have enough time to do it. And you're like, what? You're all out of time, bitch! No, it's kind of like that. I've always been acutely aware of how much time I have available with the game. And I think this stems from when I had Black Ops 2 the first time. The only time. The Black Ops 2 DLC was launching and I started to get into zombies again. Like hardcore right around when the time Buried / Mob of the Dead came out. I didn't get on the Mob of the Dead Easter egg hype train, but I was there through Buried, the new map Buried to Origins, and then some GTA after that immediately. But what happened was with Buried, I had a lot of Easter eggs planned during that life cycle, that DLC, and I break games down into DLC life cycles in a Call of Duty. So you have the base game. And then every DLC, you have, say, maybe not a 6, what am I fucking saying? You have like a 12-week-ish window to find new stuff in that game before another DLC comes and makes it not worth your time. So what happened, although Zombies is weird, because Zombies keeps coming around in cyclical fashion, so you can probably make a video back then, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter at the time. I wasn't thinking that far ahead, that far back. Anyway, what I'm trying to fucking say is I had so many videos set up for Buried for Easter eggs that just never ended up getting done. And I'm talking, I filmed them and I did parts of the editing for them. Like I'm almost done those videos, but then Origins came out and I'm like, well, fuck, I have to start covering Origins, otherwise I'll be behind the pack. And then when Origins came out, what happened a few weeks later, I think it was like 2 weeks later, Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, and then my Origins video, my Easter eggs for Origins didn't get done. In fact, one of them is actually the first Black Ops 3 Easter egg I did. Yeah, okay, so I'll tell you which one it was. It was the fucking ray gun behind the quick revive. Yeah, I was gonna have it so that you could get the Wonderwaff DG2, I want to say. DG3? No, it was DG2, yeah. DG2 behind the quick revive if you did all this crazy steps. So I filmed all of the footage for that. All of it. I filmed everything. I made the Wonderwaff outline, or I think Adam Smith might have done it, and I put it behind the quick revive machine. And it was almost all edited. All I had to do was film the Wonderwaff firing. That's all I had to do. But then Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, and then I was back in college at the time for like final year or whatever. And so I didn't have enough time to execute that one. Same with Buried. Like I had these sick Easter egg ideas that I was in the process of doing. These sick Easter egg ideas that I was in the process of doing. But because Origins came out, I didn't have enough time to do it, and I didn't go back. And they're long gone. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna probably go play Buried again, even though I love that map. And Origins, you're great too. You're better. You're a lot better. Anyway, this is one of those ideas that was so big. It's like I could probably probably honestly dedicate a month to doing just to make one video. The work expended in trying to make this into a thing would not be worth the time into what the product could yield. Maybe for custom zombies we can get into that at a later date, but I'm super busy with YouTube and it's crazy. Don't get me wrong, I'm not being a hater on my job. My job right now is amazing. I get to have a different creative project almost every day, every week. Every video basically is a new creative endeavor I have to undertake, and it challenges me in ways I never thought I would be challenged, which is very good creatively. Like, I get to make new stuff every fucking 3 days or so. How many jobs do you get to say that? Not a lot. And you guys are awesome, so that's another good thing. Anyway, the fucking idea I'm trying to say, man, is that my map idea was going to be like Train of the Dead. Yeah, Train of the Dead. Oh my god, you're like, what? Transit 2.0? I got your transit for you. It's right here. This is flipped. Where's the camera, Hector? Train of the Dead was going to be sick. How the idea was transpiring, and I wrote this up because I was on the Reddit earlier this morning, and I was just like, yeah, fuck it, I'll write it up. Because it's been in the back of my head for so long. And I just need to get this in video form so I can clear that space in my fucking brain and then move on to better and newer stuff. So, Train of the Dead was going to be a huge-ass map. Awesome map. You're basically on a diesel punk 935 Wonder Train. What is that? I know, right? It's crazy. So you have all these cars that are inside the train, obviously, and you get 3 different ways you can progress through the train. You can go through the interiors of cars by buying doors. You can go on the roof, which is like the more open area, and then there'd be like the undercarriage, so like underneath the cars there would be like a crawl space where you could crawl along the wheel wells and stuff, but you'd only be able to prone, so you'd be like super claustrophobic, which would be just insane. And part of the gimmicks of this map would be that the train itself would either run out of power or stop or run out of fuel at certain areas, and you'd have to, what would happen is when it runs out of fuel or stops at a certain area, it would be like Area 51 from Moon. So all the zombies would start swarming the train, and if you're ever outside of the train, like if you're on the tracks, this is what will happen to your character. Like, you could get off the train accidentally, and you'd basically be fucked because you'd just be swarmed by dogs and zombies, and it would just be insane. And I was like, that's actually pretty cool. And so when it stops, you'd have to fix the generators or somehow get them activated again to keep the train moving. And it has to keep moving to a certain destination. And the main quest would be, I guess the Easter egg itself would be getting the train to its destination. And the train itself would comprise, like I said, it's a Wonder Train, so there's lots of crazy devices. There'd be like maybe pneumatic tubes that could launch you up onto the roof, and maybe a sort of a Wonder Sphere device to launch you maybe to the back of the train or ahead if you link that shit up. And teleporters would be a key thing as well. Another thing that I was playing with in the notion in my head was decoupling cars. Like, you have to make the train lighter for it to go faster or for it to go to a certain area. So you could decouple a car by pressing a lever, and that car would leave the train itself. And another idea I had instead of that was sacrificing perks. So, like, say instead of you picking up Juggernog, right? Say the Juggernog's just on a regular car. There's a lever beside Jug, and you can pull it. And if you pull it, what will happen is the floor underneath Jug will open up, and a trap will go, and the Juggernog machine will fall onto the tracks and just get trampled and explode. And you're just like, fuck! So everyone who had that perk, it's no longer active. You can't ever buy that perk again. But the cost benefit for that, the sweeter edge would be, maybe that's part of the Easter egg, or maybe that makes a harder step of the Easter egg, you bypass that. Like, it would be like, say, by making by the trapdoor going, maybe that completes the circuit with something that makes the game easier down the line, but you have to sacrifice a perk for it, which would be pretty crazy because they never really do that in the games aside from Quick Revive leaving. And I was like, well, if you had Juggernog leave and it maybe makes the train do something crazier, or you get a hard door unlocked or something, you get a benefit later down the line for the Easter egg. And one of the things with the map itself was like you would be able to switch tracks at some point, because that's how you'd progress through the Easter egg. You'd have like the quest itself would show where the train is, and the train could get stuck in a loop, so you could just keep playing it normally if you didn't want to play the Easter egg. But if you start switching tracks, then you get into this Easter egg progression. And the main quest would be you have to either activate the wonder weapon that's on the train, like say the train had a huge wonder weapon on it, and one of those iron giants was going to go crush a bridge at the end of the Easter egg. So at the end of the line, there's a bridge, and the giant robot was just going to break it. And then you have to activate this wonder weapon at the right time to destroy the robot so he doesn't break the bridge, so you get to go to your destination. Or there would be like alternate endings too, so if he did break it and you went down the cliff, you guys all die. Or if you decouple enough cars and say fire the weapon backwards so it acts like a rocket or something, it would propel you over the cliff and to the other side, but you derail and you just get swarmed inside a tunnel. And I was like, that'd be sick. And another thing I had in mind for a boss was the return of Brutus from Mob of the Dead. I was like, he's wearing a fucking lamp from a train anyway. Imagine him as the conductor, and he would just go through the train, and he could kill you if you're inside a car and not near an entrance. But if you're near like an exit or in an open car or on the roof, he would just throw you off the train. And then you have to survive out there in the wilderness. Like, it'd be enclosed, so you couldn't get too far. But you have to survive in the wilderness with the Area 51 swarm thing going on. And I was like, that's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of different things you could make work with a train, and it's pretty innovative for a map, at least a zombies map, because most of them are all in stationary areas. And this would be very difficult to program as well. I was reading about the Uncharted had train level, and they're like, this pushed the limits of gaming. Well, I'm sure a zombies one would as well. Anyway, that was my idea for a level. I think it's pretty sick. It definitely takes a twist on the whole zombies thing and makes it a lot more difficult, but more, it would be quite the challenge, and it would be innovative for all of the maps that we've seen so far. Anyway, I just wanted to throw this out there because I don't have time to make even a mock-up of this, like a model or anything. Like, I'm so busy with my other stuff, so I'd rather just have this out in the ether or whatever on YouTube, and if people think that's a good idea, then that's great. I just need to, I guess, get it off my chest and get it out of my head as a thing that's taking up space, so I can work on some motherfucking shit for you guys. Anyway, I hope you found this enjoyable. You can leave a like if you want. You don't have to, dog. And I'll see you in the next video. #CornHub. Whoa!